Coming up this week on Beyond the Vibe, we're having our first anniversary special. We'll be joined by Massive Wagons for Conalane of Blackwater Conspiracy, The Hot Dam, Troy Redfern, and Empire. Hello and welcome to Beyond the Vibe, the show that cuts deep into the world of music.
My name is Aaron Day, the lead guitarist of UK band These Wicked Rivers, and I'm here with music videographer and photographer. It's Mr. Ryan Vasey.
It is.
I bet you were fooled there, eh? I got you. This sofa looks a lot less brown when it's not made of cake.
I mean, I think we could have definitely fooled people then.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, because normally... I can't decide whether I'm better looking on the cake.
I mean, I have to admit that credit to Jane, who's very kindly
really appreciate
made this cake look. I mean, it's a dead ringer. I'm not sure about the hunchback that I've got, as you may be able to see on the camera there. But the rest of it is an absolute dead ringer for me. I mean, I never thought I'd be immortalised in the style of a cake.
I can die now. You know what I mean? Die happy, you know. I'm not just going to die burst into flames because I've been made into a cake. That's not how the fable will be told.
Yes.
But obviously this week is a very special episode on Beyond the Vibe because it's our anniversary.
I know, hence the cake.
Yes, we've not gone insane.
Yeah.
Ego is fully hit. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the anniversary of Beyond the Vibe. So thank you ever so much if you supported the Vibe so far. It's been 1 year.
I know.
It's amazing that we've lasted this long.
Yes. This is the 51st episode, which is insane to think about, really. I know.
I didn't like it when I did it the first time, so I did it again.
It's mad to think about, really, but
Ryan's put up with me for this long.
I know.
That's the success. But yes, we've got many cool guests on today's show. We've got something a little different with some performances by some of our favourite guests, you know, that we've had along the way. That's no discredit to the other people we've had on the show.
No.
It's just we didn't pick you. But no, it's a bit of a milestone and we're very proud, aren't we, man?
Yes. It was exciting that we could do kind of our own little kind of a little festival, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
celebration.
Yes, complete with cake that looks like me.
Ryan's very excited about the cake.
Yes.
If you picked up on that at home. But Ryan, if people want to enjoy the special acoustic delights that we have on this week's show, where can they find them?
they can find them.
Get it right.
I'm not sure if they could find them, but they can hear them. We're joined by Phil of Blackwater Conspiracy now.
Hi, this is Phil from Blackwater Conspiracy, and this is Beyond the Vibe. Feel like the sun, only shine. take it day by day. Absolution life within. Do I feel like sun only shining yesterday? Yeah. Like a 40 clover, like a perfect moon, like a movie's over, heroes dead too soon. The world is closing, like a soul is gone. You can see no reason waiting for the night to come. Come sit with me, and we'll shoot the breeze till the day is done. Come sit with me, and we'll shoot the breeze till the morning comes. Like a 40 clover, like a perfect moon, like a movie's over, heroes dead too soon. Like a word is closing, like a soul is gone. You can see no reason waiting for the night to come. Come sit with me, and we'll shoot the breeze till the day is done. Come sit with me, and we'll shoot the breeze till the morning comes. Come sit with me, and we'll shoot the breeze till the day is done. Come sit with me, and we'll shoot the breeze till the morning comes. Morning comes. Morning comes. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Alright! On back of the bus and shit. Big love to Ryan and Aaron for on the podcast. It's a big success. I love watching it myself. Thanks for having us on it. It's a pleasure every time, and thanks for supporting what we do and all these other bands. It's really a great thing. We're going to play a couple of songs for you. We're on the back of the stinkiest bus in the world at the moment, so here we go. Fresh.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is what I had for tea. Would you like to see my cat and me? Can I show you all of the
Sorry, was that a bit too?
Oh no, that was funny. That sorry, I think we'll go for it again. Yeah, we don't have an acoustic guitar. We've just got
tune.
we've got a vintage Gibson. Aaron will love that. Look at that. What year is it, Steve?
1965.
That 1965
This is
Junior.
Steve's guitar, by the way. It's not mine. Sorry, we'll start that again. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is what I had for tea. Would you like to see my cat and me? Can I show you all of the crap about today? I don't want to see a new tattoo around your face with that thing you do. So don't tell me which way to vote. If you're easy ranch. Would you like to see me in my pants? But I think the fact that we both make the scrubs of red. But I don't wanna be your friend anymore. It's only Facebook official, nothing personal. But I don't understand why you won't see things my way. Hey, I don't wanna be connected to you, 'cause you never wanna see my point of view. Will notify everybody. I'm pretty sure they care. Oh, solo. Friends are falling, 498 friends are falling, 497 friends are falling, but we love you long time. We always be friends. I don't wanna be your friend anymore. It's only Facebook official, nothing personal. But I don't understand why you won't see things my way. Hey, I don't wanna be connected to you, 'cause you never wanna see my point of view. I notify everybody. I'm pretty sure they care. Pretty sure they care. I'm pretty sure they care. You. What about you? What about you? Well, that was the friends, you. What about you? What about you? Well, that was the friends, you. What about you? What about you? Well, that was the friends,
Sweet. Definitely out of tune there, and I apologise.
It's punk. Get away with it.
It's punk.
And that was Massive Wagons as well.
Yes.
From the tour bus. They're currently supporting The Darkness.
Yeah, very good of Battle guys to make time to support the vibes. We really appreciate that. Now, obviously, this started, Beyond the Vibes started as a half football, half music podcast.
It did.
That was destroyed by my drummer Dan Southall when we had a 3-day long chat about why the Bundesliga was better than the Premier League.
Yeah.
But from the ashes of Dan's destruction rose Beyond the Vibe podcast, and it all started, Mr. Vasey, didn't it? Because we interviewed Mr. Richie Heavens, formerly of
Roadstar, Heaven's Basement.
now with Misery Smile. You know, and it was, I don't know about you, but I remember at the time me and Rye were basically floating on hot shit, weren't we? Because we were really into, we were massive fans of Richie. To be able to get hold of it.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a childhood thing for me. It was like, you know, because I listened to them when I was a kid. You know, the Roadstar. I mean, I went as far back as Hurricane Pie, Deep Cuts for those.
Good name, still.
I know. So, you know, it was one of those things. And it was at that moment that we realised it was like, hang on a minute, there's something to this. And, you know, we can get guests and they're interested in us. You know, they actually do want to come on.
I think particularly during lockdown as well, because we started it obviously this time last year, which was, we were in the second lockdown.
Yeah.
The second or the third lockdown. And obviously from me and myself as a musician, not gigging with the Boys in Rivers was weird, you know, not engaging with people across the scene. So to be able to have this as a platform to reach out to people and provide that for fans as well was something that we thought was really cool, wasn't it?
Yes. You know, it's one of those things of like when we look back, it's like the amount of people that we've had on this show that I didn't think we'd be able to have on.
Yeah.
You know, like
the amount of bands we've both discovered.
Yeah,
because obviously we work with different PR companies who send bands across, you know, that are either new on the scene or from different genres. You know, it's meant that we've both been able to discover albums, you know, fantastic albums that have come out in the past year that we probably have not been on our radar otherwise.
Yeah, there's plenty of bands. For me, particularly in that new wave of classic rock thing. Of course, you kind of exposed me to that world.
I suppose a lot to Ryan.
Yeah, but yeah, you kind of open those doors, and there's lots of great bands out there, and it's a pleasure to be able to speak with these people, and it's great that they've agreed to come on.
Yeah, 100%. And with that in mind, we've got some more acoustic delights for you for the Beyond the Vibe anniversary party.
Yes.
And we've got Mr. Henrik of Empire next.
Yes.
Vibrate shows I'm alive. This life remains so distant, prison of a broken system. I am a constant indiscretion. I am true, the painful lesson. Watch me come undone. In me, feel the hurt I feel, know the pain in me, see what lies beneath. I'm a constant indiscretion, I'm a restless silent road, I'm a quiet resignation, she's set in stone. Watch me come undone. Feed the worst in me, feel the hurt I feel, know the pain in me, see what lies beneath. I'm a constant indiscretion, I'm a restless silent road, I'm a quiet resignation, nature set in stone. In me, feel the hurt I feel, know the pain in me, see what lies beneath. I'm a constant indiscretion, I'm a restless silent road, I'm a quiet resignation, nature set
1, 2, 3, 4. I must have done some bad things in a past life, 'cause of karma's a bitch. I fucked it up right. I can't seem to catch break anymore, and I'm wondering what I've been backwards for. But we'll never give up, we'll never let go. Things will be okay, get on with the show. Never lose faith, never lose spark. Can't go wrong if we follow our hearts. That's what they say. Said, oh yeah, and who cares if they're right? At the end of the day, we're enjoying the ride. That's what they say. Said, oh yeah, and who cares if they're right? At the end of the day, enjoying the ride. Been around the world, seen it all before. God damn it, don't make them like that anymore. I can't help it now, fall asleep at night, 'cause I'm tossing and turning, wondering why. But we'll never outdrink, never outsing. Things will be okay, just get in the ring. Never outplay, never outsmart. Can't go wrong if we follow our hearts. That's what they say. Said, oh yeah, and who cares if they're right? At the end of the day, we're enjoying the ride. That's what they say. Said, oh yeah, and who cares if they're right? At the end of the day, we're enjoying the ride. Enjoying the ride. And that's what they said, oh yeah, and who cares if they're right? At the end of the day, that's what they said, oh yeah, and who cares if they're right? At the end of the day, enjoying the ride.
And that was the Hot Damn.
Yeah, shout out to Jose, Gaffer, Josie O'Toole.
Yeah.
She's our manager with RPM for These Wicked Rivers. Obviously spoke to Josie pretty early on.
Yes.
Because obviously that was when the kind of the Hot Damn were announced, you know.
Yeah, they hadn't actually released any material at all at that point.
Whereas
It was-
now they're on tour with one of another favourite guests, the Dust Coder.
Yes.
We've done a couple of gigs with them. We did one last night in Manchester, and it was killer. And yeah, they've grown a lot as a band. You know, it's weird because obviously they've kind of come together from different projects, having played together, and now you're seeing them fully form into a band. And I mean, I always loved chatting to Joe, you know, and it was cool when we interviewed her. But obviously, in terms of looking back, right, what's your particular highlights of people we've spoken to?
I mean, we've had a lot of interesting people. I would say, off the top of my head, I'd say Jack Edwards.
Yeah,
Piston was a great chat.
What I remember fondly with Jack is obviously we spoke to him about when he was in Inglorious.
Yeah.
And I thought he put that across so well in terms of it being a positive experience for him, even though being challenging at the time, you know, him being a young guitarist, it maybe being too early for him. And I thought he reflected on what could be seen as quite a negative thing so positively, and it being part of what's made him the guitarist and the performer and the person he is now. You know, I thought that was epic. You know?
Yeah, you know, of course, as a kind of companion to that, the Nathan James.
Nathan was killer, man.
That was really interesting.
Yeah, I really enjoyed chatting to Nathan. I think that was another Danny as well. A really good chat. We had a really good chat with Danny. The Sweet.
Yeah, I was about to say the Sweet. I mean, that as a side note was our first 1,000 view video.
Rob Chapman as well. Our first 2,000.
Yeah, first 2,000
Getting
video.
our knobs out now.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a little insight back. This is a bit of backstage.
Behind the curtain.
Behind the curtain. Behind the vibe. Behind the vibe is our calendar that's coming out.
Yeah.
Butt crack calendar. But basically, when we came up with Andy Scott, who's obviously, he's a seasoned professional musician legend, I opened by telling him that I'd not been very well recently.
Yes. Yeah.
And what happened was I couldn't sleep, so I went down the sofa and curled up and watched a documentary about West Ham. There was this old woman who, and I'm telling Andy Scott this, literally never.
As you do.
And I'm telling him about, on this West Ham documentary, there's an old woman who sat in the same seat for about 70 years, and she was leaving Upton Park as the ground got demolished. And I cried. And I was telling him, Andy's got the, and he literally.
He just went. He just went. Cuts the camera to me. He went. Right. He wasn't impressed.
Wasn't on the same wavelength.
To be fair, coming in cold, not understanding our humour or our background.
It was pretty brave.
Yeah.
Going pretty hot with that. But bollocks to it. Sometimes you just got to do it. But yeah, nice bit of insight there.
Yeah.
Beyond the
Beyond the vibe.
We got Ryan to sing. Yes.
51st episode.
I hope he never does it again. But yes. Who have we got next on our?
A large improvement on my singing. We're joined by one of my favourite guests as well. Again, we've had many favourites. It's Troy Redfern.
Oh, I love Troy.
Yes, and you can hear Troy now.
Sky
And that was Troy Redfern.
Brother Troy Redfern. He's a brother. He's a very smartly dressed man. we had the pleasure of seeing him do his acoustic thing with Robert John on the Wreck.
Yes.
And we did our first episode of Beyond the Gear, which was a pleasure to do. I mean, I can't, as much as I enjoyed Troy doing this acoustic job, I can't wait to see him with the band.
Yeah.
The band look like it's just a whole nother level.
I mean, he's been on fire since, since our chat. I mean, I'm going to take credit for it, quite frankly. He's gone on, I mean, he's gone on to obviously do sports lots with the Choir Boys recently. Yes. Now he's done one with the Sweets. Yeah. He's all over the place.
Yeah, I reckon he might as well just sell his house because he's just basically.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't live at home anymore.
He's just signed with a touring company to do Europe at some point as well. So he's literally
everywhere,
smashing it. But he deserves it. I mean, Troy works hard, man, and he's a killer player. Great album. So yeah, we've got a lot of love for Troy. Now you're gonna
a quick fire question. We were thinking of things that we can do because we don't usually do these chit chats for this long.
So, it's amazing we're lasting this long.
I know, right? But we were wondering about this, and because of the way I am, I know every guest that's been on this show and numbered.
Because of the way I am, I don't know what happened yesterday.
So, quick one question quiz: who was our sixth guest?
Oh, 6 is that's a shit number, isn't it?
It is.
Because it's not like,
and it's, do I give a clue?
I'll ask you for a clue in a bit, hang on.
Okay.
So we had Richie.
We had Richie, yes.
Danny.
We've had Danny.
We had Tides.
We have.
And then did we have Tom?
No.
Did we have Josie?
Yes.
Then did we have Tom?
We had... Oh, Jesus, I'm going to have to think.
Was our sixth guest Tom?
I am about 98% sure that yes, it was Tom.
Oh, bless him. Obviously, that was a big loss for the vibe, all joking
for
aside,
that community in general.
Yeah, Tom was one of our early supporters. I mean, we spoke about it,
Yeah.
But, well, obviously, when he passed, bless him, I can remember it meant a lot to us too because Tom was one of the first people who had prepared for the final question.
Yeah, he knew because he goes. He says, "I watch the show every week." And it was like at this point, he's obviously there was only 5 previous episodes. But
Tom was a cool guy, man.
Yeah,
Tom,
to say, well, you'll notice that if you look at our line out of episodes, it's after that episode, I had a quick rebranding and I did everything different. I put a serious logo on and everything because I was like, well, he's watching now, so I've got to improve it.
Thank you, Tom. You've a big part of the branding that took season 1 of Beyond the Vibe.
Yes.
And, I'm sure you inspired season 2 a little bit as well.
Of course.
Bless you, man. Next on the acoustic session, we've got a gentleman who I had the pleasure of taking the piss out of regularly on our tour in September. It's Professor Snape. He's going to kill me. Wish I hadn't said it.
We're joined by Severus Snape. Now.
Hi, this is Phil from Blackwater Conspiracy. And you're watching Beyond the Vibe with Aaron and Ryan.
Your face,
just one piece I'm left to find. You're the only way out. You're the only way out. You're the only way out. You're the only way out.
that was Phil from Blackwater Conspiracy, our brothers in Blackwater Conspiracy, and then we also had Henrik from Empire, and then Sexy Troy Redfern.
Yes.
Yeah, the triple threat of Phil.
With
Henrik.
some killer slide as well.
Yeah. Oh, we love a bit of killer
I know.
slide. Killer vocals from Henrik and Phil. Killer just in general. I know I take the piss, but he's annoyingly cool as Phil. And I wish I hadn't said that as well. It's just I need to be quiet. But yeah, massive thanks to everyone that's been involved in our celebration of this anniversary show. It meant a lot to me and Ryan because we, as much as obviously we know people on the scene through me gigging and through interviewing people, to have people to take time out of their busy lives. Troy's on tour all the time.
Yeah.
Wagons are currently on tour with The Darkness, which is very well deserved. Hot Damn are about to go on, are currently on tour with Dusk Cody. It's amazing that all these people. So massive thanks to Empire, Hot Damn, Massive Wagons. Who have I forgot?
Phil of Blackwater Conspiracy.
It wasn't just Phil, was it? Was it just Phil? I forgot. Oh, bloody hell. And a massive thanks as well, I'd like to say to Lee Graham of the Rock Show, because Lee's always been a massive supporter of everything we do at Beyond the Vibes. We really appreciate it, brother Lee.
Absolutely. I mean, he interviewed us early on, didn't he?
He did, man. He did, yeah. He literally messages us nearly after every episode.
Yes, he goes, I've listened to this and it was great. He's never said 1 week, he's never gone, Ryan, that was shit.
I might pay him for my birthday. I might pay him.
You were terrible this week, Ryan.
To Ryan. Aaron was fantastic as always, but you were rather disappointed.
Yes, of course. Thanks to Jane again for the cake, for immortalising me.
Amazing.
In cake form. If you want a killer cake, as anybody would do,
is that a cake that can kill a man?
Potentially. I mean, if you eat enough cake, it could. Yeah.
True.
If you want one that looks as cool as this, or something of your own design, the link is in the description below to get a cake from Jane.
Yes, thank you ever so much, Jane. We appreciate it. Being part of being made into a cake is every little boy's dream. And what have we got to sign us off? Right.
Well, we are for the last time. We'll be handing it over to Massive Wagons. Before we do. Of course, like and subscribe. We've got many different things around the corner.
It's going to be a cool year for us next year. We're really going to push to try and take the vibe to a next level. Obviously, all being well, COVID-wise, we want to be out and about. We want to be experiencing and we want to be meeting the community around the new rock scene as well as everywhere else.
Yes. Hopefully we get out of the living room a bit more.
I hope he lets me out of the living room. I want to get out of the living room.
Yes, but of course, follow us. We put teaser trailers out every Wednesday on a Facebook. I mean, if you're not subscribed to us or liking our pages by now, I mean, what are you doing? Quite frankly, what are you doing?
You saw earlier who's very much in the vein. You'll realise it why next week.
I'll reveal it now because we don't usually do this.
No.
But my scream was in tribute to, of course, Blaze Bailey, who we're having next week. Yes. So on that note, we will see you next week. So we will hand it over to Wagons now.
I've obviously thought this out. This is well planned. What string is it? I
can probably tell you.
He will go. I reckon he'll have been sat there and he's a splendid clubber going. Results of tune.
Nice, it's all right.
Everywhere all the support. See you real soon.